the second part of respiration, I mean the cellular respiration, that the organ involved in the process of gaseous exchange. Okay, that we will study. So I'm going to share my presentation. Okay, so this is my presentation. All right, so this is the meaning that the first part, the cellular respiration, is over. Now in the second part, we will discuss the gaseous exchange and how the gaseous exchange happens between the lungs. Okay, and the various organs for the gaseous exchange in different organisms. Now, what do you think that the plants are doing gaseous exchange? What's your opinion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Leaves,
So
no?
in which life process they are doing the gaseous exchange?
Photosynthesis.
Preparing food, yeah. The photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis
No,
and
no,
respiration.
transpiration.
No,
Transpiration.
respiration and photosynthesis.
I'm respiration.
Yeah, respiration and
Respiration.
photosynthesis. You mean that plants are also doing respiration?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you require energy just like that. The plants also require energy, and for that they are also doing the respiration. But the respiration or the gaseous exchange in plants are very less. Okay. So now in the like in our body, if you want to take in oxygen, what is the organ?
I'm taking oxygen.
Taking
Nose.
oxygen, if you nose, yeah, nose are connected to the respiratory system, where the trachea, lungs, bronchus, these are associated. Okay, but if a plant wants to take in oxygen, so how it will take?
Stomata.
Stomata.
Yeah, plants will take it through stomata. All right, so stomata, what is the what will be the phenomenon? What will be the phenomenon? It will be diffusion. Diffusion. Okay, the diffusion. What is diffusion? Movement of any particle, solid, liquid, or gas from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So that is diffusion. So by the diffusion, plants will do the gaseous exchange. Okay, one thing we will keep in mind that the plant's energy requirement is very less. So they will do the gaseous exchange. They will do the respiration also in a very slow speed. So for that, diffusion is enough. But can you survive without by the process of diffusion? If you wish to take, we cannot take oxygen by diffusion because our energy requirement is much more than the plant. So plants are doing the diffusion, and for that the plant, each and every part is involved. So leaves are doing the gaseous exchange, stems are doing, roots are doing, every part of the plants are doing the gaseous exchange. It's not like us. In our body, only my nose is breathing, my hands are not breathing, my legs are not breathing, my stomach is not breathing, my other part of my head is also not breathing. So only my nose is breathing and nose is taking in oxygen to the lungs. But in plant, every part of the plant is doing gaseous exchange. So in leaf, tiny pores are there. Those tiny pores are called stomata. Okay, stomata. By the stomata, gaseous exchange takes place. Now, what is stomata?
It's a pore, ma'am.
Tiny pores.
Stomata, definitely these are the tiny pores which are made by these two cells, and these two cells are called guard cells. Okay, these two cells are called guard cells. So these two cells make a pore. Okay, make a pore, make a cavity. That cavity is called the stomata. Now look at the guard cell. Guard cell has one nucleus and many chloroplasts. Okay, so a question come, draw the diagram of open and closed stomata. Can you draw?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
This was the question which I have given in their pen and paper test of your seniors. So these are the subsidiary cells. These cells we have to name some, we have to give some name because names are not given. So we will call it subsidiary cell. Mesophyll cell also you can say. So it is the stomata open. You know, when the guard cell will lose water to the surrounding medium, then the guard cell that the structure will come closer and we will say the stomatas are closed. Open stomata, yeah, flaccid, it will become flaccid. Okay, now let's talk about let's talk about stem. In stem in the herbaceous plant. Herbaceous plant means the herb. Which all plants are called herb? Herb means like mint, coriander,
Tulsi.
spinach. Tulsi is shrub. Tulsi is shrub, little bigger. Okay, so it means the stem are very soft. So in those soft stem, another kind of their stomata is present. Okay, so there also stomata is present. So stomata is not only present in the leaf, in the herbaceous stem, soft stem, in the stem also stomatas are present. But in woody plant means tree. In tree they have lenticels. Now lenticel is a new word for us. What is that lenticel? If you see the bark of a tree, in the bark of a tree, you know, bark of a tree will see minutely. So bark of a tree is not a continuous process, and there are some they are ruptured in some of the areas, and their loosely held cells are present, and these loosely held cells which is present in the bark of the tree are called lenticels. Okay, what are lenticels? Lenticels are loosely held cells present in the bark of the tree. So in root, how they will do the gaseous exchange? Soil contain little bit of air, and from that air that the root here will trap oxygen for them. And even that the roots contain the lenticels. Root contain lenticels. Lenticels means again the loosely held cell which is present in the root. Now you know that this part of the root will have lenticel. Definitely this will have lenticel. This will have lenticel because this is little in a tree. These roots are also having little bark. This will not have, this area will not have, but definitely this area which is little bigger, little thicker, they will have a bark, and bark will have the lenticel. Lenticel bark will not a continuous process. There will be loosely held cell which is called lenticel. Okay, now the question. What is the phenomenon by which gaseous exchange takes place in plants?
Diffusion, ma'am.
Diffusion. Okay, gaseous exchange happens in plants in which processes? In which life processes?
Respiration and
respiration, photosynthesis.
Respiration and photosynthesis. Correct. Now in stem, what are the organ for the gaseous exchange?
Stem it is lenticels. No, in stem it is stomata, ma'am. In herbaceous stem.
Stomata in herbaceous stem and lenticel in the woody plant. Okay, root. In root, what is present?
Root lenticels only.
Root hair and lenticels. Root hair and lenticel. Okay, so gaseous section in the plant, plants are doing the gaseous section, but that is very less because their energy requirement is less. So they will do less respiration, and for that little oxygen is enough. And for that the whole body is doing. It is not that the lot of diffusion is happening here and there. Each part of the plant has to get its oxygen from the surrounding by diffusion. Now, what are the direction of the diffusion of the gases in plants? Okay, now at night, what do you think that which gas is going out from the plant?
At night,
carbon dioxide.
CO2, yeah, carbon dioxide.
Yeah, this is the night. So this is the night. Carbon dioxide is going out. Carbon dioxide is going out. So which gas is going in?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen is entering. Carbon dioxide is going out. So what is this life process?
Respiration.
Respiration. It is respiration. Respiration. Correct. So at night, what happened that the plants takes oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide because night photosynthesis is not happening. And if it is a tree and you are sleeping under the tree, where sometime in the villages people sleeps under tree or near the tree or they sits there, so they feel suffocated at night. Why?
And because
because tree is quite big And though it is taking little oxygen, but if the tree is really big, it will take little more oxygen, and it will take the oxygen off from your area also. So you will feel that you are not getting enough oxygen and you feel suffocated and uneasy. Okay, so people in the village say, oh, ghost has come and ghost has choked my neck and I could not breathe. Okay, so that kind of feeling. Now I'm talking about the day. This is the tree. And this is day. Which gas will come out?
O2,
Oxygen.
oxygen. Photosynthesis happens.
Oxygen will come out. Oxygen will come out. Which gas will go in?
Carbon
CO2.
dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Now my question is, where is the plant is not doing the respiration during the day?
It is, but it can do two processes in
Actually, you know
photosynthesis
that
and
it is your answer is quite correct that the plant is taking carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen during the daytime. But my question is, if it is doing the respiration, then the carbon dioxide should go out and oxygen should come in. So where is the respiration process during day? You know, first of all, you just remember respiration in plants is a slow process. Respiration is a slow process. So plant is taking the oxygen. Actually, it is not taking the oxygen which is formed, that is used up by the plant. Little bit is used up by the plant, and the plant's respiration is really low. And carbon dioxide generated during respiration is used up in photosynthesis. Okay, so carbon respiration is happening during the day also. In the respiration, oxygen is going in and carbon dioxide is moving out. So oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. It is happening during the daytime also, but oxygen which is going in, plant is taking from the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, whatever oxygen is releasing out from there, it is taking little bit. And carbon dioxide which is going out during the respiration, that is used up by the plants in photosynthesis. So its reactant and product is not noticed. Reactant and product of the respiration is not observed because photosynthesis has overpowered this process of respiration. Okay, so that's the thing I have written here. At night, when there is no photosynthesis, carbon dioxide elimination is the major exchange activity going on. Carbon dioxide is going on, it means oxygen is entering. And during the day, carbon dioxide generated during respiration is used up for photosynthesis, and hence there is no carbon dioxide release. Oxygen release is the major event at this time. Okay, now we'll talk about the respiratory organs in animal. Actually, respiratory organs are what? These are actually the breathing organ. Okay, breathing organ. So we are doing the breathing through our lungs. So lungs is the breathing organ or the respiratory organ. Now, can you tell me what is the respiratory organ of amoeba?
Amoeba is.
Yes.
Its whole body, ma'am.
Whole body.
Cytoplasm.
Yeah. No, it is not cytoplasm. It is a cell membrane. It is a cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane. It does not have any organ for gaseous exchange. Through cell membrane, when the amoeba, suppose it is doing the breathing, it has released lot of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide molecule will be here. So this carbon dioxide will go out by the plasma membrane by the process of diffusion. Diffusion means movement of particles from its higher concentration to the lower concentration. So that will happen. Okay, and here by the process, when amoeba is doing the respiration, so there is a deficiency of oxygen because oxygen is used up. Suppose this is the oxygen molecule which is really less, and oxygen is too much outside, too much present in the water. So that oxygen will enter inside the cytoplasm. Okay, through plasma membrane. So gaseous exchange in unicellular organism happens through cell membrane by the process of diffusion. Correct? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand this?
Yes,
So
sir.
unicellular organism like amoeba through plasma membrane. Let us talk about earthworm. Did you see earthworm?
Yes, I'm a slimy skin, ma'am.
Slimy skin, and the frog. Frog also, did you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So their skin is moist. So you will feel by looking at that some liquid is present in their body.
Yes.
So that liquid has some purpose, that that liquid can absorb the oxygen from the air, and then it can be provided to the earthworm. Actually, earthworm is doing the gaseous exchange through skin. Okay, earthworm doesn't have any lungs or similar organs, so it is doing the gaseous exchange through skin, and for that skin is moist. So moist skin can absorb oxygen in a better way.
And frog also
And
has
just below the skin, there is a layer of blood vessel. Blood vessel is present, so when the skin will absorb the air, oxygen will be captured by the blood vessel by diffusion. And these all things are possible because their energy requirement is also less. Now let us talk about frog. Frog is an interesting organism, interesting animal. You know, this frog is very interesting. You know that is baby frog is called
Tadpole.
tadpole. And tadpole, what is the respiratory organ in tadpole?
Gills.
Gills. And what is the respiratory organ in the adult frog?
Nostrils. The skin, the lungs, and the lungs.
Yes, lungs. Correct. Lungs are there, but frog also can do the little bit of gaseous exchange through skin. Correct. So frogs, see, in the different stage, they are doing the different kind of organ. They are using different kind of organ for the respiration. During the tadpole stage, gills, and when it becomes adult, lungs or skin. Now there is a special word for the respiration through skin, and its name is cutaneous respiration. What's that? Respiration through skin is called
Cutaneous respiration.
Cutaneous respiration. Perfect. Now, what is pulmonary respiration? What is pulmonary respiration? Pulmonary respiration means the respiration through lungs. Okay, respiration through lungs. So in pulmonary respiration, respiration through lungs. So what kind of respiration you are doing? Cutaneous or pulmonary?
Pulmonary.
Pulmonary. Most of the higher animal are doing the pulmonary respiration, and remember the word, learn the word pulmonary. Pulmonary means lungs. Okay. So terrestrial organism, we are living on the land, so we don't have, we are not extracting oxygen from the water. So we are doing the extracting oxygen from the air, and for that we have lungs. Now, aquatic animal. Can you give me some example of aquatic animal?
Fish.
Fish.
Fish, correct. Fish and prawns. So what is the organ? What is the organ in them for the gaseous exchange? Gills. Perfect. Gills. So they don't have lung, they have gills. And you know, gills are they are adapted to extract the water from the oxygen from the water. In water, oxygen is present in the dissolved form, so that oxygen can be captured by gills. Okay, so that is the nature of the gills. Have you seen fish in the aquarium? If you see any fish in the aquarium, you will see that they are doing the breathing very fast. Many times they are doing the breathing very continuously, very fast breathing they are doing. Can you tell me the reason why they are doing so fast breathing?
And because amount of oxygen is low, so to increase the amount of respiration in the body, they take up more oxygen every time they do respiration.
Yeah, actually, you know, in the water, amount of oxygen is less compared to the air. So they are breathing very fast so that they can take oxygen in a whatever is the requirement of the body. According to that, they can take oxygen. Now, can you tell me what is the organ, respiratory organ in dolphin?
Dolphin lungs, yeah.
Why?
And because it has to come up every 2 seconds to breathe in the atmosphere.
No, why dolphin has lungs?
Mammal.
It is mammal.
Because dolphin is basically is not a fish, it is a mammal, but that mammal is living in water, so his body is adapted for the swimming and all kind of activity which they have to do in water. But for taking oxygen, it is coming on the surface, taking enough oxygen, then going in. Okay, so this is the way that dolphin is doing the gaseous exchange. Dolphin and whale are
Whales.
mammal.
And whales have blowholes.
Let us talk about the insects. In the insects, example, can you give me some example of insects?
And cockroach.
Cockroach,
Flies, houseflies.
flies, houseflies, mosquitoes, dragonfly, cockroach. So these all are
Beetles.
the so over the insect, they have so many nose. I have only one nose, but the insects have so many nose. Nose means tiny holes present over their body, and they are called spiracles. Okay, tiny holes, their body is called the spiracles, and spiracles are interconnected and make a very tubular system, which is called tracheal system. Okay, they make tubular system, which is called tracheal system. Okay. Now question is that I asked this question, why the rate of breathing is more in aquatic organism than terrestrial organism?
Understand, because oxygen rate in the
Oxygen is
water is
low.
low, so they have to.
Since the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low compared to the amount of oxygen in the air, so the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is much faster than the seen in terrestrial organism. Fishes take in water through their mouth and force it past through the gills, where the dissolved oxygen is taken up by blood. Now, you just tell me, amoeba is confidently and comfortably taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide by diffusion. Why do you require that respiratory system for that?
And because diffusion is a slow process, ma'am. So the amount of oxygen.
Diffusion is slow process, and we are multicellular organism, and where our energy requirement is very high. Suppose we will think that, okay, let oxygen come to my body slowly by diffusion. I will not use my respiratory system. Hypothetical situation, then it will take one molecule to come from your toe to your lung by diffusion 3 years, and by that time you know that we will die. We cannot even survive for 3 hours. So 3 years is a long duration. What happened today? I was reading in news that in Maharashtra, in some hospital, there was a leakage in the oxygen tank, and due to that, the oxygen did not reach to the ventilator, and about 10 to 12 patients in ICU immediately died because they were suffering from corona. Just see the situation.
Many died.
Huh? Many died, but this has happened today. Today it is there in the today's news. I was wondering, people goes to hospital to save their life, and hospital is killing them because of mismanagement. Okay, now we have discussed. Okay, can you tell me what is this picture?
This is a pulmonary system of the lungs, I think.
You know that inside the lungs, if it was through the lenses, so our lungs are ultimately divided into these kind of balloons. This balloon has a special name. This balloon is called alveoli. So our lungs are divided into balloon kind of structure, which is called alveoli. And over the alveoli, can you see that the blood capillary? These are the blood capillary. So our alveoli are provided by blood capillary. Now we discussed about the respiratory organs of all the animals. Now what is the common features of all the respiratory organs? This question comes for 3 marks.
Take oxygen and liver.
Okay, all the respiratory organ has a large surface area. Ultimately, even our lungs is a large surface area. See, this is bronchiole. This tube is called bronchiole. Bronchiole later on formed the many balloon kind of structure, which is called alveoli. So bronchioles has made large surface area, which is called alveoli. So all the respiratory organ, either this is the alveoli or it is the gills, ultimately makes a large surface area. And these alveoli are very thin so that the easy diffusion of gases can happen, so that oxygen from the alveoli can be given to the blood capillary. That's why the alveoli wall has to be very, very thin. And all the respiratory organs have rich supply of blood. Okay, that is another thing, that this is the alveoli, this is provided by rich supply of blood. Lot of blood capillaries are present. So this is not only with the human being, even in the gills, tracheal system, in most of the respiratory organ, that a lot of blood capillaries will be there, so that from the lung oxygen can be captured. So can you tell me what are the common features of all respiratory organ? Number one,
They get large surface areas. Then they have thin wall for respiration to create easy diffusion. And third, they have a rich supply of blood.
correct, correct, perfect. So now in the next class we will study about our respiratory organ. Okay, our respiratory organ. Now we have studied the respiratory organs of the other animal. Now in the next class we will study about the respiratory organ of. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.